afternoon, good evening, guys. Yes, I don't know how I sound on this video, but I'm still very, very congested. I just, at this point, want to cough and just get it out. Like, just have a horrible hacking, like, cough attack and just get it out. Because I can feel it all right here. It's just not going anywhere, and that drives me crazy. But today is a lovely Wednesday. The week after 5:30, the week will be halfway over. So I'm definitely ready for that. Definitely ready to say bye-bye and have some real fun. It's Halloween weekend this weekend, and I'm ready to just enjoy it with my family and do some fun things. But, yeah, so it's hard to not say something and say, like, oh, this is what our plan is for the weekend, because I like to do that. I like to, like, say, oh, yeah, this is what we kind of do. But what are some things that you do for Halloween? What are some traditional things that you do? I can kind of talk about the past without kind of talking about the present. We've done numerous things, from things in my childhood, from... A big thing when we were little is we didn't go trick-or-treating. We might go to, like, the neighbor's house, just because my parents were often worried that people might try to slip something in our candy. A lot of that was because my mom knew somebody that happened to as a child. She honestly felt like it was the parent that did it. It wasn't actually the child per se, that it was like a strange, like, case, but that it was like a parent that did it. But she did know somebody that happened to. Also, she was part of that generation where Tylenol capsules, where you could pull them apart, during that generation where that was something that was happening, where people were pulling the Tylenol capsules apart and changing out what was in them. And so, again, she was part of that generation, and so I think that scared her. And unfortunately, we live in a society, in a world where people are vindictive and mean and cruel, and they're going to do things that they think is cool and funny, and it's not. Hello, this whole clown incident. Like, somebody is going to get hurt doing that, because you don't know people's natural fear reactions to things. And so that was one of the things. So because my mom knew of stories and heard these stories and knew of people that something similar to that had happened, she did. Now, in these cases too that she had heard of, you know, it may not have actually been in the candy. It may have been that he had poisoned them some other way, but, you know, as a child you hear of that and you get scared. So, going along with that, and then again, I may not have my story fully correct, but going along with that, we never really trick-or-treated. We went to church events as a child, and they had really, really strict rules on how they did it as churches, and we just kind of did that through my childhood. When we got older, we started participating in the church events, and it just kind of became our thing. Then when I was adult and my younger siblings were still young, then we got to where we would take them out. I remember one year we took them to a fall festival at church, and then after the fall festival was over, we did actually take them out trick-or-treating at a local area we knew very well. And that was like their first trick-or-treat experience, and I think probably their last trick-or-treat experience too, because again, it was something that we didn't really do. They have more history of going to churches and things that we've done in this surrounding area has been going to the park, community outreach programs. The mall did something, the last 2 years the mall has done where you could go to the mall and trick-or-treat around the mall. The park has done something the big libraries to do things. Last year they had an event where the teens could go up there and have pizza, and they watched a movie, and they got candy, and they got to wear their Halloween costumes. And so the kids got to do that. This year they're having a Halloween it's called Boo Fest, but it's a festival that's at the ballpark. So there are different things that kids can do in the area that is like a safer alternative to trick-or-treating. Kids can still trick-or-treat in their area, but there is. I remember the first year that I was here, I went out and bought like probably $100 worth of candy and prizes and all this kind of stuff. I remember I bought these little Play-Doh packets and sticker packets and tattoos, and I bought these little Oreo packets and pretzels and goldfish and candy, and I just bought like all this stuff because I didn't know like what kind of kids were in our area or what kind of kids we were gonna get, and so I just bought like all this stuff. And we didn't get a single trick-or-treater. And I had all this candy and all these prizes and all this stuff. And I was like, oh, what am I going to do with this now? And so I was like, okay. And so it was kind of like, okay. So then the next couple of years, we didn't do anything for trick-or-treaters because we didn't have any trick-or-treaters. And then last year, we got some trick-or-treaters because we hadn't been getting them. But then last year, all of a sudden, our area, I think our ratio changed in our neighborhood, because last year we got trick-or-treaters. We weren't planning on trick-or-treaters, and it was kind of weird because our porch light wasn't on. But we hadn't been getting them for the last couple of years, and something must have changed in our neighborhood, because we got them and we didn't have any candy, but we had these like glow sticks, and so we gave out the glow sticks to the kids because we were like, we really have nothing. But it did. I mean, so I mean, and I was like, really, because I had been buying candy and stuff, and we had nothing, and then all of a sudden we don't buy candy, and that's the year we have kids. But those are some of the things like that you can do. I know that up here for the first couple of, like the first year I was here, we bought all this candy. We were set. We were ready to go. We were so excited. And nobody. And then after that, I was like, okay. And then but those are some of the things. And just check your community. Like, if you're not really big on trick-or-treating, a lot of churches do things. A lot of communities do things. And, like, for us in this area, there's things that they do multiple weekends in a row. So there's a lot of times you can hit multiple things, multiple events. And sometimes they have multiple weekends, multiple things in one day, multiple things in multiple days. And it's like, that's how you, one, get your use out of your costume. So you're not just wearing it for like 2 or 3 hours on one day. And two, you can get, like your kid can, your kid can get a lot more candy. But then your kid can do multiple things. Like a lot of these places, they'll have like jump things, and they'll have like you can like jumping bubble things. They have face painting. They'll have like all kind of things, and you get your kid out and doing something in your community, and it's fun. It's something different, and hey, it's kind of free entertainment for the weekend, and it's a safer environment. A lot of these places, the police are out there, they're watching, and it's great. I love it because it's like, we're doing something with the community. It's community outreach. It's showing your community, like, hey, you're supporting. And it also helps raise those donations for your community to be able to do more things. They're like, oh, look how many people came. And then more people will support those efforts and support your community more with more money and things like that to help keep those programs going, whether it's in the park or it's for your park or for your schools or for other events, and keep those things going so that your family can have something to do, whether it's cheap or free or whatever, and it can keep things moving. And I love that. So I'd always check your surrounding areas. I mean, because there's so much stuff to do. And I know, like, our area alone, there's a ton of stuff to do. And, like, last weekend there were things to do. This weekend there were things to do. Next weekend, I mean, there's just tons of things. And then sometimes within, like, 30 minutes, there's even more things to do. So then sometimes you get so many things, you're like, okay, now I gotta prioritize. Like, what do we really, really want to do? So, yeah, you can definitely check it out and see what do you think would be the best thing to do, what's the coolest thing to do, and stuff like that. And you will, for sure, can plan from there what you think is the awesome thing. But, yeah, that's what we've done in the past. And that's what we're going to continue to do in the future. So, I think it's awesome, and I think you should check it out. And if you have any kind of ideas or things that you've done in the past, link them down below. Because I think, like, we could get ideas from each other. I know, like, and then we do the classic things like paint pumpkins and carve pumpkins and make treats. I remember one year, we made cupcakes and put owls and bats and stuff like that on them. And we made candy, apples. That was an epic fail because I messed up. But, I mean, we've done things like that, too. I mean, it's been all out. I mean, we had so much fun. It was a blast. So, there are definitely different things you can do. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great day. Bye.